The Insert Rectangle command lets you insert a rectangle in a variety of ways. Rectangles can be created based on corners or sides. The size can be defined by typing it in or dragging it dynamically on the screen. They can be automatically cross-hatched, and the corners can be constrained as right angles or not. To draw a rectangle using two corners and sized on screen, set the options as shown and click OK. The prompt now tells you to select the first corner of the rectangle, so click where you want the first corner to be. It doesn't matter which corner you start with. When your crosshair is moved, a rubber banding rectangle follows, and the prompt tells you to select the second corner of the rectangle. When it's the right size, click again. This technique is particularly useful when drawing a rectangle between two existing points using the snapping square. Right-click to stop drawing rectangles using this method. To draw a rectangle using two sides and sized on screen, choose that option in the dialog box. You'll notice the Square Corners option is now available. If you want square corners, click Tick it and then click OK. As before, the prompt tells you to select the first corner of the rectangle, so click where you want the first corner to be. The prompt now tells you to select the second corner of the rectangle, but the rubber band is a single line, not a rectangle, because you're only defining the first side of the rectangle at this stage, not the whole rectangle. Click where you want the other end of this line to be, and the prompt now tells you to locate the third corner of the rectangle. Now when you move your mouse, you see a rubber band rectangle. Click to finish defining that rectangle, and then right-click to end drawing rectangles using that method. To draw a rectangle that doesn't have square corners, remove the tick from that option and click OK. It's exactly the same procedure as before. Select the first corner of the rectangle, then the second corner, but now the rubber rectangle is no longer constrained with right-angled corners. In fact, it's a rhombus, a rectangle leaning over. Click when you're happy with the shape, and then right-click to finish the command. To draw a rectangle with a fixed size using corners, select those options and type in the width and height. Now when you click OK, the defined rectangle is already shown on your crosshair. Simply click to position it. You can click in space, or you can snap to an existing point using the snapping square. To draw a rectangle with a fixed size using sides and square corners, select those options in the dialog box and type in the width and height. The defined rectangle is shown on your crosshair as before, but when you click to position it, you can now rotate the rectangle and flip it to either side. If the hatch option is selected, the rectangle is automatically filled with a hatch pattern based on the current hatch settings. There are other combinations of all these settings, so feel free to experiment yourself. That completes this tutorial.